Welcome to Watching Football Week with your host, one half of that dynamic duo, Sean Spencer, and South Carolina's finest, Will Craven.
Don't play us if you're undefeated.
Where we celebrate past success while looking to a bright future. There's a youth movement in Washington, and they're ready to take the reins. Led by fire.
Play aggressive, D.
It's a new day. New dawn. No longer the laughing stock. It's time to take command.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. Ladies and gentlemen, you see who I'm with, and you see the name on the shirt. That's Redskins, baby. And we with this, my guy, South Carolina's finest, Will Kramer. What up, Will?
What's going on, man? It's Wednesday. We're getting closer and closer to the season. What better place to be than be talking about our Washington football franchise?
Come on. Absolutely, man. I am excited. I'm feeling good. You know, another loss. We didn't pull it out against the Dolphins, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. The fact that we're kind of watching these preseason games and kind of we're interested, we're more invested. Like Jack said, he watched through the first quarter, which if you know Jack like we know Jack, that's huge. All right. That's normally, you know, preseason used to be, all right, good. That's an excuse to go somewhere else because they not need to see here. But Will, look, man, we know a little bit more out there. How are you feeling? Any further down that kind of glorified rabbit hole of, I love this, or is it kind of like just cautious optimism? We're just going to sit back and see what's up. What you thinking, man?
I got a phrase for you. I just heard it.
What is it?
It's a new day.
Hey,
it's a new dawn.
Come on.
It's time to take command.
No, let's go.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got to be excited. You got to like what you saw out of Jaden. You know, it's one quarter in a preseason game. But there were really good reports coming out of the practice sessions. It's the second time that we've gone someplace and players are going, this guy's legit.
Yeah.
You know, it's the opposing team players, it's the opposing team media going, this guy looks like something, you know? So, yeah, you got to be excited. You know, Alex's boy, he's listening. He had his LSU jersey before it was even a thing. He wished it into existence.
And he did it live.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah. Do I care about this Sunday's game? Absolutely not. But 2 Sundays from now, like I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Oh, yeah. I like I said, like, we know Jack's more invested. We're more invested. And even watching it back, you still get that same excitement. You still get that same, like, anticipation. Oh, what does he do? How does he do? How does he look? And he has advertised. He is, man. I can't even go against him. I can't say anything negative. Honestly, the way that he looks out there he looks like he's prepared. He looks like he's comfortable. He's calm, you know, composure. And even the misses don't look bad. And we're going to talk about this in a minute, but the fact that he can get De'Ami Brown looking like a daggone number 1 receiver in this daggone league, I'm in. I'm hooked, all right? Do what Sam should have done.
Well, you know, it's so interesting because right now, this is where it's like, you got to block out the noise. Sometimes it's hard. Social media makes it. I love the glass, by the way. It makes it, you know, the great part is fans can voice their opinions. But let's think about 6 months ago where there was the howlers for Sam Howell. There was the people who wanted Drake May. because he was,
How about both?
and yet are any of them talking right now?
No.
Nobody's doubting the selection right now. Everybody is bought in, to it. And that's what makes it exciting. It's back to 2012 excitement levels of what do we have here?
Oh yeah. And again, oh oh my goodness. But again, it doesn't feel empty. It feels like we're solidified, like we're actually kind of building something. And the things that you're seeing, it's Cliff Kingsbury and his offense and all that seem to go with Jaden and his skill set, and how it just seems to be a pairing that seems to be divine. I'm not going to go there, but look, let's go into some of the things. Hey, listen, so we're not finished in the off season as far as picking people up.
Supposedly not.
I mean, we're releasing cats. We just signed with Kendall Brooks and Chappelle Russell. Will, I like this. I think I like that you keep pruning, keep picking at it, keep releasing, bringing guys in, seeing who we got. But I don't know. This is kind of interesting. I mean, this is August 21st, man. Like, what you think?
Yeah. This makes no sense to me.
Right?
It makes no sense to me that we signed 2 players and cut 2 others, and they were because of injury related. When we brought in just a couple days ago, we brought in Justin Hollins. He's a defensive end. I've never heard of him before.
No.
But we released a linebacker who got hurt during practice with the Dolphins. So you're swapping bodies.
Right.
Able body for injured body. That makes sense. But when you're swapping a safety and linebacker for a safety and linebacker, I don't get it. Now, I'm a little disappointed in you, Sean. Kendall Brooks is from Michigan State. How do you, of all your college football acumen and knowing all these players, how do you not know that?
Listen, clearly he didn't play that much.
Because
I definitely didn't pick up on that. But they've had some down years. I've been following my Tar Heels a little bit more. But
you should.
Still, I echo your sentiments in this. It's just like, this is kind of like when we picked up Wild Goose and Castro Fields, like at the very end last year, and they made the 53, but then they got cut right away, or they had them cut and then brought back, and we had them throughout the season. So do we assume this is similar to this, where you're going to continue to go back and forth?
I would think they're probably just training camp bodies at this point. And maybe the guys we cut were nicked and we don't know about it, and that was preventing them from playing, and it was just swapping bodies out there. I can't think they brought somebody in at this point to say, and they're going to make a roster. That's not the best look on what we got, if that's the case, but we'll see.
I mean, hey, who knows? Yeah. We'll definitely see. But hey, speaking of money and all those things going around, one of our guys on the inside, Sam Cosmi, rumors he's close to an extension. I like this. I want to lock this guy up. You and I have both discussed, even from the beginning, even from the rookie year on, he has been one of the consistent forces in this. He's always legit. He's always steady. He's always improving. Extension, and this is great. What do you think?
This came out of nowhere. I don't think anybody any of the reporters all off season have been talking about, could this be a thing? And I don't think it's not necessarily a thing. It was a rumor, basically, like the Commanders and Cosmi have had conversations, have exchanged. I don't know if they've exchanged numbers, if they've begun some talks about an extension. That speaks volumes to me, because he would be the first inherited player that they pinpoint to say, we want to keep this guy.
Right.
If you think back to it, it's some of the reporters have said it. Al Galdi loves this, where he plays the question at Adam Peters' press conference when they were like, are there some players on this roster? Tell me about what your thoughts are on the roster and overall. And there's a long pause, and then he sighs, and then he answers the question. And that was like his best poker face to say, we're going to evaluate everything. But as we saw, Peters was cleaning house with players, even guys that, if you were a free agent, you were probably not coming back here. Right. I think they pretty much said, good players like a Kendall Fuller, the guys who made contributions that they just, shook their hands and thank you for your time here. We're going in a different direction.
Right.
So if he were to be engaging in contract talks about keeping somebody that he inherited, that shows me that Sam Cosmi must be someone that they value.
Oh yeah. And I mean, for all the talk that you and I have about, Ron's guys and who are they going to keep from Ron's guys. Look, we've never really had a complaint about Sam Cosmi. Even last year when we, led the league in sacks given up, Cosmi still was something we always felt, looked at in a positive light. So I love that they're doing this. This is what we definitely should have done. Alex saying Sam is a dog, definitely our best lineman. We definitely need to give him what he wants. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And this, I mean, we're talking about giving some money. Let's make a splash here. Let's lock this guy down as opposed to trying to sign somebody for big numbers and, bring them in. Man.
Young offensive lineman. The knock on Cosmi coming out, or at least with us, the knock on Cosmi coming out was, is he a guard? Is he a tackle?
Right.
The struggle we had was he was getting dinged up as a right tackle. And when he did play, he had some struggles there at times. He was okay as a right tackle. But when they slid him inside, I mean, he blossomed. And to like Alex's point, he is our best lineman. He was our best offensive lineman last year. He's probably our best offensive lineman this year. And for them, we talked about it offline, but for them to see that so quickly, that's big. That's telling.
Huge. Oh yeah. You don't see them offering extensions to Jamin Davis.
Nope.
Reading them jokes. So
right.
Yeah. Hey, they're telling what it is. So let's keep this thing moving on, man. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we had a game, lost the game. It's preseason. It doesn't matter. I will say this: the starters got some significant time, and I mean both sides. I didn't expect to see Tua out there,
right?
But he was out there. Obviously, Tyreek was not. But offensively, I was. We didn't score the points. Obviously, we only got one field goal, and Riley Patterson missed another. We'll talk about that. But it's this feeling of confidence, even if we're not. Like the first play, we come out and we're in a pistol. We're in a pistol offense, which you got two H-back and a tight end, and and then immediately hand off. Brian Robinson gets some yards, and then we go right to the line of scrimmage, up tempo. I'm sitting here like, wait, is the controller in my hand? Am I? I mean, honestly, I love this, and I'm gonna start like my stock up. I'm gonna start real quick. It's not a player. It's Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh, you took mine.
No, you did on.
Yeah, no, go for it. You say yours. I'm with you with that. You go.
I mean, I'm telling you, right out of the gate, continually quick passes. We all knew that this was going to be a air raid type offense. And if you guys know anything about air raid, it's very little running. It's 95% passing. But he made it a point to give Brian Robinson a number of carries and from a number of different positions that kind of opened up. It spread out the defense and opened up those holes, and it allowed Brian Robinson to just eat just in that. But on top of the fact that the tempo's going good and he's got these quick passes, I think the second play he had the screen, the jailbreak screen, and the fact that he's making Diami look like I gotta sit here and lift him up on that. But even though we didn't score, I mean, every single play kind of was like, okay, yes, I like this. It's consistently moving. We're spreading out the defense, picking them apart. Jaden seems comfortable in it. Everybody's getting time. You had Eckler, you had Brian Robinson, McLaurin looked good. I am so excited about just what this offense could be. And I know we don't have a lot of the great players, but with the pieces he have, Cliff just seemed to me like he was like playing a game. Like he was like, oh, I got this. Boop, hot route, boom, boom, boom. And having Jaden in that role and having him know all this and feel, you can see the smile on his face. Bro, I got to stock up Cliff Kingsbury. I am sold. I'm locked in. Our offense, I'm going to be hyped about it. It is going to look good. It really can really look good from what I've seen, man.
Yeah, no, Cliff was going to be my stock up too. I actually had it more under like JD5 stuff, but like you said, it's all about like what Cliff was doing with him. He basically said, "You're not going to touch my quarterback.
Yep.
I'm gonna call plays so that ball gets out fast."
Yeah.
The cohesion. I mean, Jaden knows where to go with the ball.
Yeah.
He's very decisive out there. And I'm with you. Both games, the Jets and the Dolphins game, I've been very impressed with Cliff Kingsbury's play calling. If you look at the modern NFL, they don't. When they play starters, they use it as opportunities to practice the pitch and catch. I think at one point Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, one of the two of them, threw 22 out of 25 plays in a preseason game. But it's working on some timing. And in this situation here with Jaden, he allowed a rookie to get out there both times, new stadiums, crowds, get all that kind of under him. But with quick passes, easier plays that he's able, screens and short throws and outs and stuff like the quick game stuff. You heard me all last year with Sam talk about, I want to see some quick game. Let's get his confidence up. Exactly. And this is exactly what he went into. And he's not showing anything. Okay, he gave us a little bit of a wrinkle with the pistol to start off there. He gave us a little bit of like, this is what you're get ready, NFL. It's no different than like the Shanahans kept everything under wraps. And all of a sudden they showed up in week 1 against the Saints and pistol. And the Saints D was like, what is this?
Right.
What am I looking at here? They started doing RPO. And so Cliff gave a little preview, but he kept everything basic. I've been talking about he's going to keep this vanilla, but just because it's vanilla doesn't mean it can't be impactful. We drove down. Riley Patterson had 3 field goal attempts in like that first quarter or first, JD5 drove him down twice, into scoring range. Right. So that is very much encouraging. I think Cliff has done a really, really good job of managing this. And I mean, you got to think what, we were kind of surprised when he took like, what? Cliff Kingsbury wants to come to Washington. Right. But you got to think he also knew they got the number 2 overall pick. I'm going to get one of these 2 guys to play. Right. I'm going to I'm going to resurrect my coaching career by coming to DC.
Oh, yeah. He knew he had a blank slate literally to deal with to get one of those 2 guys. One guy he knew because he had just finished working with him, and another guy that was equally as talented, equally as gifted. And, he's in heaven. He looks like it, and I'm so excited to see what it can bring to the table. Since we both had that one, what is another one of your stock ups?
Yeah, so I'll stick to kind of similar, though. I'll stick to JD5, and there's something that I saw that I really liked. He was quick in his decisions. He knew where to go with the ball, and he was delivering it. There was a read option play where he grabbed the ball right out of, I think it was either Eckler or B-Rob, one of the two's stomach, and he hit John Bates over the middle, and it showed because they froze the linebackers, and it was a situation where he saw, they bit. And as soon as they bit, I'm going to go get them.
Read it. Yeah.
But the play that I liked the most, so he was 10 of 12. All right, short play, so we're not going to be, praising him too much. But it was the incomplete that I liked. The throwaway to Terry McLaurin. All right. What he chose to do, the Dolphins brought pressure on his right side. The open receiver was behind the pressure with Austin Eckler. But he said, it's preseason. We're in scoring. We're in field goal range. And he just chucked it over Terry's head and said, all right, let's go kick. And his ability to instantly recognize where he is on the field. One of the things we got frustrated last year with Sam Howell is he would try to be the hero. He'd spin out and try and run around, and then he'd get sacked, and he'd take a 15-yard sack. And now we're looking at, we're going from the 40-yard line driving to now we're back behind our logo at the 40, at our own 45. Right. And Jaden had that play recognition to just go next play. Right. Let's go kick a field goal. And I thought that was huge. And that's kind of what we've been hearing is the dude has an understanding of offense, and he knows where to go with the ball, and he understands play situations. And that's beyond a rookie. And so that's what I liked about seeing that.
That poise, that composure, that almost that feel like I've been here before. You know what I mean? It is comforting. It makes you feel really good because you feel like, okay, Okay, we're good. We haven't had this feeling in a while. It's glad to see. And you know what? I'm going to go along and I'm going to piggyback on the JD5, and I'm going to go with his wide receivers. Alex said JD5 definitely a smart player. So excited for our QB. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm going to go with his top 2 wide receivers. And yes, finally, ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving De'Ami Brown some credit, but I'm coupling it with Terry McLaurin, because honestly, in those first couple of drives, I mean, obviously we saw those quick passes to De'Ami, and De'Ami was able to, move up the field and really kind of, get some yards after the catch. But also with Terry, there's just a bounce in the step. The one pass over to Terry, which was just a quick 2-step spot, and he came back, caught it, and then with the way that it was thrown was in rhythm, so that he was able to catch it and then spin to the outside and end up picking the first down up, and then goes up against 2 different guys and, kind of actually gets hit, and it's just a different feel. Like these guys, Terry, we've always known that, hey, Terry's gotten 1,000 yards with no-name quarterbacks essentially. What if he had a quarterback that was legit, a quarterback like a Jaden Daniels? And honestly, the way he looked in that game, albeit I think he just had 2 catches. I don't know if he had more than that, but he paired together, it made us feel like in just the preseason game, we had our 1 and our 2.
Right. Well, what's funny is I'm actually I didn't like what Terry did there in the preseason game. I don't need him to turn up field and get tackled. Just go out of bounds. You caught the ball. But you're right. No, it was a great play between them, and getting the wide receivers involved on the outside and stretching the play like that. There's a lot to be excited about, without a doubt. I did. I like that. It was an exciting play when Terry caught it. I was like, go, 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 and then I'm like, no.
Well, yeah, the first thing you always first thought was like, oh shoot, his shoulder. It's his shoulder hurt. You're like,
didn't that happen last year in a preseason game? He got tackled and he was like, oh.
Exactly. And you're like, wait, why are you even? Yes, and we said this on the show. Why are you even in the game right now? Get out of the game. So yes, in hindsight, if he would have got hurt, I would have been upset. But no, but it's for me, we've had question on who is going to be wide receiver, who is going to be somebody that JD5 can throw to. Terry, we've always had faith in. I'm glad De'Ami's shooting up. I'm glad De'Ami's moving up. And I'll talk about it later why I'm glad, because not many other people are doing that, at least from what I've seen. Do you have any more stock ups?
I do. Yeah, it's still sticking on offense. It's your favorite position. And I usually don't get that excited about running backs in preseason, just because, again, it's kind of hard in what they're doing there. And, I think we're going to feature the running game a lot this year, but I thought B-Rob was running hard and running fast.
Yes, sir.
I was like, oh, okay. Because I'm not going to lie, last year, and it could have been, a product of our offensive line and the offensive scheme, but I was starting to sour a little bit about his future. All right, is he just a jag, type running back, but he looked pretty good. And from what I'm starting to hear or read is there's a chance that Eckler's going to have a role. He's going to have a big role, but this offense is going to kind of run through B-Rob a whole lot.
Wait. Could B-Rob be a home run hitter? Alex, let him know. Could he be a home run hitter? Yes. You know what? I saw the same thing. I have him circled on mine. And I honestly, with some of the runs and the way that they were able to open up, he really had I think it was that first run. He makes a cut to the right and he really has a boost. Where he just accelerates and you're just like, whoa, I don't remember him having this gear. But I think just in this offense with how, pass oriented it is, I think you have a point. I think even if he maybe wasn't that type of back, this offense is going to make him that. And Eckler's the same way. So it kind of promotes that.
I'm going to show this, but Alex, I can't. You're drinking the Kool-Aid too much.
Let's go.
This is
Let's go. We said
this is an absolute no. You all need to calm down.
Let's go.
And I got to tell. So I want you to know Scott is watching, but I got to tell him he's trying to distract me on the outside here. He's with the questions he keeps asking me.
Oh God, where is he?
Well, he says he's watching us.
Okay.
And he's got jokes. Yeah, no, it was certainly something that was exciting to see from B-Rob. It reminded me of his rookie year. Remember that game against the Chiefs where we were also like, whoa, ooh, look at this. What's this?
Right.
Yeah. So that was exciting. I've got a defensive stock up.
Okay.
My guy's making the roster, Sean.
I think we got the same person.
Is he playing last line of defense?
He is.
Yep.
Who you got?
Tyler Owens.
No, we don't. But yes, I did have him on there. So yes.
Yeah, he made a touchdown saving tackle on a play because someone we really liked had a really bad angle on his pursuit. But Tyler Owens saved the touchdown, ran down the running back. He at another time he went flying in and had a tackle for loss. I think Tyler Owens is going to make the 53.
Everybody's been talking about him. If you watch the game, the preseason game, B. Mitch mentioned him. So did Chick Hernandez. They both had.
Listen to me.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, yes. You were the first person to say it. You absolutely were. For me, it's going to be in the same in our secondary, the same category. But when I think of last line of defense, I think of the best defender secondary we have right now, in my opinion, and it's Mike Samerstill. I think he is showing up early and often. I think like the first fourth down, he was the one who jumped up there and made the tackle. Even though they got the first down, I mean, he's going up against a 250 some odd pound, lineman and running back, and he's jumping up in there. She's not afraid to lower his shoulder and get it. Another one where the tight end came around the corner. He got down in there and he just sticks his nose in there. Now, to the point we said before, I don't want you getting hurt out there. But as him being a rookie, and one of the things B. Mitch said is that on the field and off the field, anything this guy does is just good. He's a good character, quality type guy. And I mean, his stock is through the roof. I mean, I don't think I need to tell anybody that, but for me, that's definitely something I'm focused on.
Yeah, I know it's almost to the point where I'm starting to like take who he is for granted. Just because I'm like, oh yeah, he's great out there. He's making tackles for loss. He's diagnosing plays. Like he's flying all over the place. And it's like, we got to remember this is his second pro game. Yeah. And the coaches are praising him, but yeah, no, I liked him. I like him a lot. That's all my stock ups. You got anybody else?
I do have one more stock up.
Sure.
And only because of the offense that we're running. Jeff Driscoll.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look, we both do not have faith in Marcus Mariota. Jeff looks like he's still got wheels. I'm not gonna lie to you, Will, and you will know exactly what I mean. He kind of reminded me of preseason Chase Daniel. Remember when Chase Daniel was in Washington in preseason? Mm-hmm. He was just elite. Like I mean, he looked like he was amazing. And then we're like, why isn't he on the field? In the season. But Jeff Driscoll. I mean, in this offense, knew when to run, knew when to catch, hit the guys with a short route. I mean, I felt like he did good in this game. And if we're looking at who's going to be our backup, we brought in Trace McSorley, Mariota. I'm not confident in that. So if we got to start looking at who is going to be the backup. And my vote's for Jeff Driscoll right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, the fact that Mariota's been hurt and hasn't been able to show much, I think Mariota's job is safe. He's there more for a mentor role. But, yeah, it was one of these things going into the preseason, going into training camp. It was like, well, they spent this money on Sam Hartman, but they got Jeff Driscoll. So Alex said it, when he talked to us about how he'd love Driscoll back in Detroit. And I started thinking about it. There was that game with, that Haskins first win. Jeff Driscoll had started in the NFL. That's who Haskins played against. So if you're going to have this guy as your second or even third quarterback, I mean, there's experience there. He definitely looked like he can play in this offense, albeit against some backups, but regardless. Yeah.
Right. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited. That's the end of my stock ups. Let's now flip it around.
Let's go. Let's have Nathan go.
Yeah.
By all means.
Come on, brother. What is your stock up, Mr. Snell? Talk to us. Oh.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Mr. Strip Sack.
Yes.
Yes,
let's talk about that, because we were open about how he was on the bubble. He's in this position, he's in that position, trying to figure out what he's going to be doing, trying to do whatever he can to help the team. But to Nathan's point, like you said, the strip sack, he was on a number of tackles. He did look good. I mean, is his stock truly rising? I mean, are you in agreement with this?
I think he's going to make the roster. Yeah, by all means. We'll have to see.
Which is not his stock is not rising.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I mean, I guess compared to the setouts, he was a roster bubble at one point. Yeah, no, I think it's the right thing. I hope he makes the roster, because we really want this coaching staff to see and say, how can I take this player and put him in a position to succeed, and then give him a chance to do it. So we'll see what they're able to utilize him in the regular season. He's made some plays in both preseason games. Good for him, and maybe we'll get a chance to see some more.
Oh yeah. And J.O. said, Los Angeles fan here, hope Washington surprise Dallas and beat them Cowgirls. Hey, we right here with you.
Yep.
We right here with you.
We're feeling pretty good about those options too.
And we want to kill them. Yeah. Come on, we took half their players and their coaches. I mean, we might as well daggone beat them. We can't beat them now. I don't know what the heck. So all right, so going into let's go into our stock downs. You said that we gotta go Jahan Dotson. I've watched him. For me, there just doesn't seem to be an urgency in him.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him in, obviously getting a lot more playing time, obviously because they were trying to see what they have. A number of some, quick little passes, things that he wasn't able to catch and whatnot. But for me, when you see a Diami moving up and you see McLaurin, you see guys doing kind of things, this offense is wide open. Everybody has an opportunity to really eat in this offense. And Jahan just doesn't seem to be. I don't know if he's not getting it. He's not moving up with it. I don't know. But Jahan's for me is his stock is kind of down. Like I need you to. From what I expected of him, I expected him to be his number 2 or the slot, but I expected maybe pseudo, a baby Tyreek Hill, a little something more than that. Somebody that could take the top off the defense and we can move them all around and all those type of things. And I'm not seeing that right now. I'm not seeing it. So
yeah, you're not wrong in all the stuff that we're not seeing. I agree with all that. I'm willing to be patient and wait for the regular season to see what happens with him, how they utilize him. I also think a guy who hasn't played at all this preseason, who actually is going to be part of the offense a lot, is Zach Ertz. And I think there's going to be a little bit of there's only one football, type thing. And so I think Terry's going to play a prominent role, as he should. I think Zach Ertz, is going to surprise some folks by, with the role that he plays. And so I think you'll see Jahan sporadic, but I don't think we like the whole we should get Ayuk and then you got a 1 and a 2. I don't know if this offense is necessarily designed to have something like that.
Right.
And so, I'm thinking back off the top of my head. Obviously, like in Arizona, they had DeAndre Hopkins at 1 year, but I don't know, and someone could correct me if they had 2 big time receivers, or if the offense. I mean, Zach Ertz was part of that offense. He had over 50 catches, while DeAndre Hopkins had over 100. So
they also had a Rondale Moore, which is like a Jahan Dotson or a Curtis Samuel, who was also getting a lot of catches and things like that. And they also threw to didn't they have James Conner at running back?
He was and Chase Edmonds. So I think there's going to be a lot of balls, ball going around all over the place. But you are correct. I'm going to agree with you that we were hoping to see Jahan put out more, but I'm going to say let's wait till the lights come on before I truly judge him. But you're right.
I can dig that.
Yeah.
Who else you got?
My stock down is in our starting defense. It only took one drive, but Tua shredded them. I mean, that ball came out fast. They drove down, and then some dude named River Craycraft burned our starting corner. I mean, who the hell is that guy? Right? and I mean, and Tua's throw was perfect. He dropped it right in there. But I was like, this is what we kind of talked about. Last year they threw all over us, and they came out here, and Mike McDaniel was like, all right, we're going to toy with you guys. Scored a touchdown, said, get out.
Right. But, at first I was really, I remember you and I talked about, St. Juice got burned again, and this and that. And it was a really good pass, like you said, and really caught him in the corner. And it was great. But still, St. Juice, you got to do more than that, man, because this isn't Tyreek Hill doing that. Like you said, it's Ryan Craycraft. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, this is who you need to shut down. This is who you need to be shut down. No, so for me and Nate, you already said it. He has stock down, and this is who I said. I need to come out here real quick. There was a video that went out last week at my stock ups were the kickers. I don't know what I was on at that particular moment in time, but I was wrong. And Riley Patterson proved me wrong this week. Honestly, the one kick that he did make, I was kind of like, is it going to go in? Like, I mean, it was rough out there to see because a lot, these are 50-yard, they were within reason. And at one point he's over, down on himself. And this is what I love about our coach. Coach Quinn came over to him and he's talking to him and he's kind of like, hey, you got this, keep your head up, but you got to make it. You got to make these kicks. And he was able to get another one. But look, this being the only guy that we have in house right now does not make me any more confident than before we started this and we had Joey Sly. I mean, for this, you bring back Joey Sly. Yeah. I mean, come on now. So I don't know, man. It's just preseason. This is where practice makes perfect. This is where you get better, but come on, bro. Well,
I'm going to help you feel better. Okay. So all along, once they cut Brandon McManus, the feelings have been, the reports have been that the kicker that kicks on week 1 is not on our roster. And they're going to have guys in camp. But when people get cut, like when Jake Verity gets cut, those types of kickers, we're going to pluck one, and that's going to be our kicker. Now, they did say, like, when they cut Ramiz Ahmed, Patterson got better. And they were kind of talking about now you have a kicker that gets a chance to get into a rhythm at practice by kicking more, getting more kicking opportunities. And he was hitting over the past 50s. The funny report was on Thursday at practice. He was drilling them. I think he went 5 of 6 and hit a couple over 50. And a reporter, not exactly like Dolphins main reporter, but he goes, man, we got to get ourselves a kicker like this. Right. and then he goes out there and shanks 2 of 3. So, Quinn said he goes, when asked, I think it was Monday, he goes, the kicking situation is unsettled. So that's just letting you know, this is Riley Patterson's going to kick on Sunday, and then we will be bringing in somebody else.
Yes. So let's get touchdowns.
Right. And I do agree with Jo. I one thing to remind ourselves, Payne and Allen and Dante Fowler and I think Cleveland Farrell, they didn't play in the game, so we weren't fully stocked. But it is our starting corner getting burned by a who? Wide receiver?
Right.
Yeah, no. He's
Ryan Craycraft out of Washington State. Been in the league, I think, 6 years or so.
Right.
Never heard of him. But he had a great catch.
Ryan Craycraft, not River. I even had the name.
Oh, no, it is River. No, it is River.
Okay.
It is River. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, River Craycraft. It was just even crazier.
Right.
So if I see any more of this, say Juice or any more of this, I'm just going to say River Craycraft.
Right.
Keep it
Thank you.
All right.
Remember the name. Yeah. So my stock down is one I don't like bringing up, and we'll see come cut down day. But I think Jeremy Reeves is desperately on the bubble. One of the things they've talked about is he's a special teams guy. He's also coming off a knee injury, so what type of recovery would he be able to make? But the idea is what he did to make the Pro Bowl as a special teamer, still going to play with the new kickoff rules.
Right.
As the gunner to get down there and, make the tackle and that type of stuff. Now, he had a hard hit. Was it against the Jets? Was it? Or maybe it was against the Dolphins. So he did have a hard hit on special teams to show what he can do. But on that play that Tyler Owens showed out and made the touchdown saving tackle, it was St. Juice who took it was Reeves who took a really bad angle, missed the tackle. The guy sprung from it. Most times, since it's not a third string running back, that's probably a house call. Not good. He's a leader on the team. He's a great locker room presence, so maybe that helps him as they try to cut down. But there does seem to be some concern about Reeves' spot on the roster.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, again, it goes along with all the guys from that previous era. And for me, I mean, you said defense, so that encompasses it. But for me, it was corners. I remember, I think Alex asked me, because he didn't watch the game initially, and he asked me, did Forbes play? And I remember in the second half looking at Forbes in an interview in a street shirt, I was like, did he play? And I asked you, and you were like, yeah, he got in there. And then I think who else? Anton answered when he was in the group chat, and Anton said he wasn't in any of the highlights, and that just encompassed the whole thing. He played, but we didn't even know he was in the game. He's not doing enough to separate himself, or to at least to let us know that he's improving. Now, mind you, they might just be kind of dumbing a lot of us down, and once game day, first game out there, he's balling out. But he's only gained a couple more pounds. He's not, we know he has skill and ability, but it's just, I'm not seeing anything different. And then St. Juice, obviously, seeing him getting beat and consistently. I mean, it wasn't just on that particular play, but it just doesn't, it's just not confident after you get past that front seven and you got these corners out here. Because I saw something where in the first 4 weeks, we go up against, Mike Evans. We go up against Malik Neighbors. We go up against, I think, Marvin Harrison Jr.'s in Arizona. And I can't think who it is in game 3. But we also go up against, right off the bat, we're going up against top-tier wide receivers. Yes. We got to figure something out. I mean, obviously, we've seen how they're moving pieces around in free agency and doing something. Maybe they'll do that, but I just don't have confidence that if these guys are able to get past the front seven, that we're going to be able to shut the pass game down. I mean, River Craycraft. I mean, and Miami, albeit it wasn't maybe Waddle and wasn't Hill in there, they won that hard. They kind of just slowly maneuvered all the way down the field, and it was quite easy for them. So, yeah, our secondary, definitely our starting corners, we gotta get better there.
Yes, absolutely. We don't know what game plan they had, but yeah, they didn't have Waddle or Hill out there and still had no problems. So that's concerning.
Yeah, very concerning. Oh, man. So, look, real quick, that was our second preseason game. Real quick, let's get into the next one coming up, one that I am so excited about. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know, before this season, we knew we had the number 2 pick, and I had a specific pick that I wanted to bring. Mm-hmm. You see our friend wearing his Washington. Well, I choose to wear something else. My beloved state of North Carolina, and my quarterback, Drake May. I wanted so badly for him to come here. Fortunately, we did pick Jaden Daniels. He went to New England. He is now over there in New England battling for that starting position. We play him this Sunday, and Will, I have never been more excited to see it. Because I think Drake May is going to get a lot of attention. I want to see what he looks like against us. Obviously, I want to banter with you guys. Say, hey, see, every time he does something. But this is the number 2 and the number 3 pick going against each other. Obviously, maybe they're not going to get that much playing time. But, I mean, if they do, this is kind of some of the things that we want to see. This is the new generation. And I don't think we would have made the wrong decision had we picked Drake or Jaden. Hey, look. I personally think we would have 6 Super Bowls with Drake, but that's just me. Okay, that's just me. All right.
We would not be as optimistic about the season starting had we chosen Drake May based on what he's done in preseason. But sure, okay.
Hey, he's looking decent. He's looking
Right.
decent. But look, who needs to do well? We talked about the different positions that we have concerns with. Who do you think needs to do well in this game and show out?
Sure. I'm going to take your position, Mr. 22. I'm going to talk about the running backs and try and figure out who's going to be our third running back. When we talked going into training camp, we were kind of just like, well, Chris Rodriguez, this is the guy, and will we keep a fourth? Yep. And now all the reports kind of seem like, if you think about it, Rodriguez was EB's guy in EB's offense, and that is not what Cliff is running. And they're talking about how Jeremy McNichol, did I get that right?
Yeah.
He's the next guy off when we're pulling Eckler and B-Rob. He's the next guy on the field. But then the other guy is this Michael Wiley, this undrafted free agent who's been turning heads. And if you think about what Cliff did and how often he threw to the running backs in Arizona, a guy like that, could make the roster. Right now, I think I'm kind of leaning towards McNichol making it just because of his experience. He came from San Francisco, so Peters kind of knew him. And I think you could stash Wiley on the practice squad because who really is going to go after an undrafted free agent running back? Right. So I would kind of think that, but that's going to be an interesting, combo to see what happens in this last game to see who makes the roster.
Oh yeah. And for me, sticking on the offense is pass catchers, honestly, wide receivers, but also tight ends. Cole Turner, somebody that we've talked about, at length on here, and as he needs to improve, he needs to show us something. He's another one that's just kind of getting lost in the depth chart. And after, Jahan and, Jahan, Diami, McLaurin, after that, who can we sit here and say, I'll put money, I have faith in this guy? Luke McCaffrey, has he showed it? Kaz Allen, Pringle. So we haven't seen anybody else move up. I need to see these receivers in this offense that we know could be wide open. Everybody, who's going to make mediocre receivers look good, but somebody's got to show up in this offense and start doing something. And that goes for tight end as well. You saw Bates on one of that pass early, in the second drive from JD5. He hit Bates on that read option, real quick and put the ball in a spot so where Bates can catch it and not get hit and just drop right down.
Right.
So I love that, but we're seeing Bates. We know what Ertz is doing. You know what I mean? And Ben Sinnott is fresh on everybody's minds, at least, even if he didn't do as much last game as he did the game before. But still, you're not seeing anything from Cole Turner. You're hearing, he's in the game, but there's nothing out there. So Turner and Yankoff or the rest of the guys down the list, I need to, if this is do or die for y'all. This is that game where y'all need to show out. And for most of y'all, you're just playing for at least a tight end. You're just playing for potentially practice squad or just potentially be out there. But some of you wide receivers, man, there's room. We after 3, we need somebody else in there. So unless they're figuring to go free agency, I want to see what wide receiver separates himself, because especially with this new kickoff thing, Kaz Allen is just been deemed ineffective. Because of the fact that in the first kickoff, they squibbed it and went out of the end zone. The second kickoff, they kicked it to him, but you didn't, you're not able to get ahead of steam going. So, if you're right here to be special teams guy, you're not going to keep you around for that.
Right. Well, I think that's where, and actually the wide receiver number 5 and 6 spot has kind of already been solidified already. You went in, like you said, Terry, Jahan, Luke, because he's a 3rd round pick. Then your guy Diami has come in and played so well. So there's your 4th. They love Oz, Alameda Zacchaeus. And so they haven't even been featuring him right now. So now you're up for the 6th spot. And by default, it's probably going to be Jamison Crowder, who I still like as a receiver. I think maybe it's just nostalgia, remembering him with the Redskins.
Other than the Duke thing,
I'm fine with that. When he caught the pass against the Dolphins, he had some wiggle with him. But honestly, right now, he's the most reliable hands in the punt return game. He doesn't do much when he gets it. But, this is, again, who's that guy we had a couple of years ago that busted DeAndre Carter, who busted the touchdown. We could really use him right now. But so I think Jameson's probably going to get that 6th spot, but they're trying to give it to anybody else. They're trying to get Kaz Allen in it, but like you said, the game's being taken away from him, and he also doesn't have the best set of hands, and so probably shouldn't be a kick returner.
And that's one of the things B. Mitch was saying. He was like, "Look, he's got track speed. He can get out there, but just catch it first. Yeah, you gotta catch the ball, man." So, I feel for the guy because we talked about him last year, and then him trying to make the team again this year. But hey, sometimes this happens. Sometimes you're great in practice. But come game time, you just freeze. The bright lights and everything. And some people just aren't ready for that jump to have all that intention on them. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see.
I'm curious about some of the offensive line. The guy I really liked that we drafted last year, Ricky Stromberg, you're not hearing a lot out of him. They got Michael Dieter, who can play center and left guard, and that could potentially make him expendable. This also isn't the coaching staff that drafted him, and then they really have been unimpressed with Trent Scott. They say he's on skates sometimes when he's out there on the field. Not a good thing to describe an offensive lineman.
Right.
And so they're, if he's going to be our 4th tackle, we might need to be improving there. So I'm curious your favorite position group, when you keep 15 offensive linemen on your 53, who's going to be some of the last ones?
Well, look, now that we know that, Dan Quinn and Peters and all of them are able to kind of mix and match and sign and release, a lot of these guys, you talked about it, Stromberg, Coleman, a lot of these guys are on their ways out if you're not going to be able to do anything. But look, I'll even go to the starter. You saw the game. Wiley, had a poor start from the beginning. False start with the first drive, and one of the other drives we had, I believe like an 8 or 9 yard gain. They got called back because of a holding. This is going to be a high pay, fast paced, kind of offense where these linemen need to be able to be quick on the move and on the step. And mind you, I don't know exactly how he did the rest of the game, but these are the type of things that we got. He's already on the bubble, in my opinion. So with that. Look, as far as on the bottom side of that list, if you're being given an opportunity, but you're also, I don't think the front office is hiding anything. I think they're completely transparent and saying, if it doesn't work in this little bit amount of time, you might have to go. And it's not personal, but it's business. Yes. And I like it. I absolutely like it because I don't want to get attached to some of these guys 2 weeks, 3 weeks into the year, and then they cut them. Look, get them out, figure it out. This right now is a mix and match period because, you're trying to work with who you have and then work with who's available. So I kind of like that. I like that it's open. We know who are some of the front side guys, and the move that they're potentially making with Cosme lets us know we're trying to lock him down.
Right.
So I love that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So there it is. But look, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we need to move on. We have a special guest. We're going to run a quick commercial very quickly and then bring in a New York Giants insider, Corey Stevens. Oh, yeah. Yeah, buddy, that was from my smooth jazz fans. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need work done, call my guy Anton. Awesome artist son. Let's go. But look, without further ado, we need to bring in our guy and a guy that's going to speak on the New York Giants, Mr. Corey Stevens. What up, Corey?
What's up, guys? How you doing tonight?
We're good. Welcome back.
Yes, thanks for having me again.
Yes, we love this. Reoccurring guests.
Yes, for every year, baby. Here we go.
Yeah, well, we might get you 3 times this year.
Come on now.
Hey, I'm ready. I'm right here.
Let me say something to you. I don't know if you know, my family is from New York. So all my life I've gotten New York Yankees and New York Giants. Blah blah blah. I'm from North Carolina, so I get a lot of I'm Washington, obviously. But you're the nicest Giants fan I have met. You're what I like to talk to, because the people in my family. My brother has a truck that has on the back bumper, it has LT the moment before he breaks Joe Theismann's leg. And I'm just like, really? This is what you're doing? I have to see this? He said, hey, it happened. Sorry.
I feel like if I was alive to that, I'd probably have the same decal on my car. I don't have any good moments like that. The Redskins have always been kind of down on the list, so I don't have any qualms with the Redskins. Really,
Right,
the Cowboys and the Eagles that I'm really worried about.
We're just another win for you guys historically.
Typically. Hopefully, we keep it that way. I mean, we got that tie last time I think I was on, so we had all that good stuff. So
right. Remember that we played twice in 3 weeks, and it was like playoff aspirations for everyone, and then neither made the playoffs.
We showed exactly how good we are. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted
it.
Oh man. Well, look. Hey, so talk to us, man. Hey, the off season is almost through. We're in training camp, all this stuff. Talk to us about the draft. Talk to us about your off season. Where you guys at? How did you feel about how you guys did?
Well, it's been a big off season for the Giants, which was cool that we got to kind of watch it as well, which was fun on Hard Knocks. So we'll talk, I'm sure, that later. So
sure.
But I mean, Brian Burns, obviously, I've probably watched him play no downs of football my entire life. So we'll see how good he actually is, because I don't think I've ever caught any Panthers games where he got to really rush the passer too much. So we'll see that. But if he's anywhere close to, with Kayvon and Dexter on the line, like, it should be a pretty impressive and formidable pass rush, which we haven't had since we were good. So that's obviously a step in the right direction. So we'll see how that plays out. And biggest offseason stuff is the offensive line. They signed like 7 guys, and like 5 of them are slated to roster. 3 of them are slated to be starters. So like it be a major overhaul. Hopefully it pans out. So they got John Runyon playing left guard from the Packers. And then 2 guys from the Raiders, Illuminor, who's playing tackle, and Van Roten, I think is his name, is the right guard. So, I mean, preseason is preseason, but watching the offensive line, even when it's the second string guys in versus, whoever other backups they're playing, it's just like pretty exciting to see that our quarterback can stand there and throw the football. Like, I don't know if it's going to translate, but it's been exciting. I haven't seen it in about 15 years. So it's like, it's all they're talking about on, the broadcasters are talking about it. That's the only thing they keep talking about. It's so hopefully they decided to go all in on that offensive line this year. And hopefully that's something that actually finally pays off, because I'm pretty sure we've been investing draft picks this year. We went more veteran presence. But it seems like even like 5 and 6 on the depth chart seem to be better. So when we have those, injuries or whatever that are inevitably going to happen, I think we're just a little bit better to withstand it than we had been maybe in the past couple of years.
That's very important. I mean, it's not exciting like on the off-season time. You're not like, we got a right guard, but like you said, when you've got a quarterback who is still trying to prove himself, and if that has been a historical bad issue for the Giants the last couple of years, to go out and address it heavily. I had missed that right guard and right tackle. I was looking at your depth chart as you were talking. I was like, oh yeah, look, I saw that Evan Neal wasn't starting anymore, but I missed the right guard being
Evan Neal's like borderline gonna make the team. Like, he's been on the PUP list. Like, I think he'll make it, just because I still think that they think he has some talent. I think it's just but he'll be like the swing tackle at this point. I think like he's like only in if if we're having issues. So so that's encouraging. And to me, it's like they've decided, like, well, obviously bye-bye Saquon. So that's, a
Big.
whole shift in,
Yeah.
our philosophy. So I think we're more of a Dable style offense this year than we've ever been, because he's going to put it all on Jones. Like, this is our out year for him. They invested in the offensive line. They invested in Neighbors, first over, top pick, who's been nothing but, extremely exciting so far. So you put all this thing and it says, all right, Jones, like, you don't do it this year, like, everybody will be on board with us that you don't belong. And then we're that much closer when we do get somebody who has some weapons, or, maybe it reverts back to 2 years ago where he has a good year. And then we're in a whole another world of interesting questions that'll be on our plate. But, like, obviously that's the hope. So it's like, it's funny to be in year 6 or 7 of Daniel Jones and still have absolutely no idea what you have. This is just, it's quite unbelievable.
Where did he go to school again?
Yeah, I think it's that school you don't seem to like across the way.
That's why he's struggling. That's all I'm saying. Let's go.
I don't know if your guys can have much of a track record of success in the NFL here.
Yeah,
look,
should we bring up Trubisky, or is it too soon?
Or Sam Howell? Which one do you want to talk about?
Sam is going to have a good year, and Drake is going to shock some people. Look, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah. No, but look, let me ask you really quickly. I did want to talk to you. Saquon. I already know. My family loves him to death, and he's that guy. Obviously, the injury was crazy, and then once he got back, I don't know that he ever got back to that level. How did you feel about that? Was it business? You fine with it going?
Yeah, I'm generally a business type of guy, so it doesn't super bother me that much. Throughout Saquon's career, I would feel like my liking of him was very roller coaster. It's easy to say after the fact, of course, but, like, I don't know, just his running style is home run. He never would just, like, actually 2 years ago he finally would just, like, stick his nose and just be like, I'm good with 4 yards, and, like, I'm good with 6 yards. Like, he never was that guy for me, like all of our other great running backs had been. So he was never able to be the guy that took the pressure off of the quarterback, because he was never a drive sustaining running back. He was like a big playmaking running back, but he wasn't just like, hey, we got to, play action our way down the field and, go 4 or 5 yards at a time. He wasn't that stick your nose in there kind of back. So I just don't think he really fit what Daniel Jones kind of needed. I'm not saying Devin Singletary is going to be an upgrade from Saquon Barkley, but at the same time, I feel like what he will do is when it's 3rd and 3, like, I never thought Saquon was getting 3rd and 3, whereas I feel like other running backs might get 3rd and 3, just even though they're not going to hit the home run. They're less talented. They're all that, but they're just going to be more what we need as a group. And what Jones needs. I think that's what Eli had, right? You just had the Jacobs and the Ahmad Bradshaws and Tiki Barber, obviously. You just hand it off and you're getting 5-6 yards. And then quarterback's easier.
Right.
So, and it's what he needs. Like, he's average. He's the 14th highest paid quarterback. He's an average quarterback. If the team's good, we'll be okay. If the team's not good, we are going to suck. Like, that's the bottom line. He's not able to elevate us to the next level, but he's good enough if the team is okay.
Right. Well, I can tell you this, as a Washington fan, to have Saquon no longer in New York is ecstatic to us, because those would be the games where he would just go off. And it would be like 2 even teams, and then he goes off and we lose. And you're like, this was supposed to be a winnable game. And now we're down 40-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Well,
is it better or worse? And now you just got to do it 2 other times in green instead of in blue. So
right. Well, I'll say now he stays in division, so it doesn't help.
No,
thanks. Thank you.
Definitely doesn't help.
But I'm excited for him to come back. I think it'll be interesting. I think it's gonna be a fun game when he comes back. I don't know. I see him on the sidelines in a couple of weeks, but that's just me. So
yeah, no, that game is certainly going to be like Fox's game of the week, and if they haven't already moved it to the afternoon, exactly. Yeah. So tell me, who are you most excited about this season? Is it Neighbors? I mean,
you have to be. Question. It's like this the toy. Like he's just
okay.
But he looks the part.
Okay.
I mean, all reports out of camp and all the good stuff. Of course, he drops the first pass, first target he gets, he drops the ball, whatever. But Jamar Chase had all those drop problems before his first game too. So, but he made a couple of really nice plays later on. So he just looks kind of freakish out there. Mm-hmm. So just having a guy that you can chuck it up to who's young and athletic like that is going to be fun to watch. And then it's Burns because I've never seen him play down a football in my entire life. So it's like we're paying him the year, and I've never seen him play. So I'm really excited to watch and see. He's supposedly a freak, so we'll see.
Right.
Calls himself Spider-Man, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But those are the two, I would say. They're the two new toys.
That makes sense. I mean, those are some two really good toys that they added.
Yeah, and I agree, Johnny. It's really about the O-line, but that's boring. And so I'm going to say the two toys.
So you go to the toys, right? No, look, all right. So you mentioned it. You alluded to it earlier about you guys being on Hard Knocks. You've been watching and talk to me about that. Because I know some people think it's a jinx if you're on Hard Knocks early in the season.
Well, this is the first Hard Knocks off season, so we get to set the jinx this year. We can either have it, or we could be it could be the good luck charm for all we know.
Right. Yeah. Well, how have you felt about it? Have you liked what you've seen?
I thought it was awesome. Besides it being just like a different perspective of Hard Knocks and like kind of out of the ordinary, which I think was refreshing for any Hard Knocks fans, but like just getting to watch and I know it's kind of tailored to be in a positive light for them, I'm sure, but just to watch the conversations and to see who are they bringing in and how did, what were some of the things that they made them do while they were there. I don't know. I left feeling like, all right, like what else could I have asked Shane and Dable to do when evaluating this wide receiver class? Like, I feel validated by what the picks that they made because you could tell how much work kind of went into it. And I think because I'm like I'm in the dynasty leagues for fantasy and I'm a coach myself where I got to build a program. So like, I'm all about kind of team building and that sort of thing is like exciting and interesting to me. So it was just cool to see how real they were about like, hey, this is what we want. Here's our secondary thing. Like they were very honest and open about players and what they needed. And it just seemed more realistic than I like it just seemed like a bunch of guys having football talk, it seemed like us having the same kind of conversation. I feel like, hey, I think of those same things that they're thinking of, I felt a little validated as a fan. Like they don't sound dumb. I didn't leave Hard Knocks thinking, hey, my coaching staff is dumb. Like that was positive.
Well, see, that's so interesting because, and this also is a little scary of someone like the echo chambers that we live in, because the stuff that I saw, not just in the DC area, some DC area folks, but then nationally, were not as impressed with, just like you said, I was hearing like, well, if this is the way they're going to be, I know how to be a general manager in the league. And so it's just kind of interesting. Like your perspective is, hey, I like what they're going with and stuff that I was seeing. And I didn't get a chance to watch the show. So I only saw clips and people's reactions with people saying like, these guys don't know what they're doing. And so I like hearing your perspective of that.
Yeah, I think if you're feeling like, hey, I could do that, then, well, okay, like I have confidence in myself and my football opinions. I guess if you don't think you should be qualified to do it, you shouldn't have the same. It's a good thing you don't think like them. I don't know. It's just, I felt validated of like it seems like they checked, every reasonable box I could think of. And then since they have so many more people on there, you figure, okay, chances are because they spent a lot of time and I spent almost no time and came up with those same things, they probably are doing a little bit extra too. Like, so I thought it was cool. I hope they keep doing that one. It's particularly interesting for my team, but I think I'd be interested in any team to see how they came up with their draft picks, and the offseason is interesting with just who they bring in and how they, dealt with the agents and like it was interesting to see the GMs kind of like hey, we're gonna like one part where he was talking with Dan Morgan actually in the Brian Burns trade, and he's like makes like I guess Dan Morgan tried to be like, hey, like I also need an extra seventh, next year or something. And Shane was like on the call, like, come on, man, like we're gonna be doing this a long time. We're really gonna like haggle me over a seventh, and then like you didn't end up, having to trade the seventh. So it's like interesting to me of like, oh, he won that like little battle, right? And like, yeah, they're buddies, but like he still kind of won, he didn't just cave in. And so that was cool to see that it's that casual sort of, but then also like they were flipping about like, yeah, I'll just two ones, or like, they just like, it literally sounded kind of like a fantasy football conversation. Like
I was just thinking like, they weren't having the same reactions that a lot of folks do. They get the trade and go, what's this guy said? What's he offering me? No, I'm not accepting that.
Yeah,
where you basically get angry at the trades.
Yeah, it was cool. So I don't know. I think it's a great perspective. And again, I know it's tailored to kind of fit the Giants narrative a little bit. I think they came out looking good in the Saquon stuff, in my opinion. Again, they had their number, and like they either like, hey, Saquon, if whatever anybody offers you, you're going to bring that back to us, right? And then give us a chance to discuss if that will be the case. And Saquon was kind of like, like sure, but he wasn't like. And then, I mean, the Giants were never going to match anyway, but it's just interesting to see how he kind of like how they spun it, where it was him trying to give Saquon an in, but if he really wanted to be here, but ultimately, I think Saquon's been out the door since the end of the season last year. Sure. I don't think he quit on the team, or would never say anything like that. But I think once his time was up this year and they weren't successful, I don't think he envisioned coming back.
Sure, that makes sense.
It's interesting.
But I'm not going to be upset as long as we win games. I mean, who? Devin Singletary. That's all. I mean, whatever. Next guy up.
Right. I hear you. No, I'm probably gonna have to see it because I didn't watch it, and now kind of hearing, and Johnny's talking about listening to some of the trades you're mentioning. It's like, all right, that probably is the stuff that I would eat up.
It was more like I've watched the first couple of the Caleb Williams one or the Bears one too. Like it's more fun. It was cooler. It was different.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, man. All right. Hey, this season, we see what's ahead of us. We see where we're at in training. We got one more preseason game to come. What are you thinking, man? What are you thinking? Is this the year you guys make the turnaround, or is the basement with us going to be the same spot we're going to be again?
I think our win total in Vegas is like 6.5. Which is, and I guess our schedule is not like overly favorable, but it's the NFL, so all schedules kind of hard. But I think we're going to be. I'm taking the over. Okay, a lot, but I think that 9-8 type. Like I think the team you saw 2 years ago that was a wild card team and won a road playoff game. Like I don't think that's out of the question. We were extremely young secondary, which is going to be difficult. But I think if you have the pass rush, you can kind of mitigate some of that a little bit. Yeah. We seem deeper than we've been in the past. And I'm always an optimist, so I'm always going to be it's more fun to bet the over than to root for those losses. So I don't think we'll have a top 5 pick. How about that?
Interesting. Okay. And I love that you said how they're starting to remake the team in Daboll's vision and what, and and to the point where, like you said, and he's going to put it all on Daniel Jones and say, he's like, going to run him. Want to be here? Here it is. This is your chance. Like you said, 2 years ago they were very competent, and then last year it was like, what happened here? What happened to this team?
And 2 years ago it was competent, but it was like training wheels. Like it was like, just don't make the mistake, go 3 and out, punt the ball. Okay. And then last year it was like, okay, I think we're going to be better. And then everybody got hurt, and it was just, and everything never, it was just one of those things where just, you never got the continuity, and you had good days, you had bad days, whatever. This year it feels like back to the year before, of course, assuming health, but no training wheels. Like it's all the throws are going to be down the field more. It's not, we're going to take chances on second and third down instead of running the ball on 3rd and 7 to punt and play. It seems like we're going to throw the ball on 3rd and 7 and try to be aggressive and like because we have more weapons and because that's the style that he wants to. I mean, he keeps bringing in all these old Buffalo red tree. Like, you just got to look at what Buffalo was. Like, you just have to just like see it slinging the ball all around.
Do you think they open it up more after Saquon?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Nice.
I think they have to because there's Devin Singletary is the only veteran running back on the team. It's a rookie and a second-year guy are the backups. The rookie already has an injury, so it's like we signed Josh Kelly off the street the other day. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the starting running back for the Giants isn't on the roster right now, like, by the end of the year. Like,
yeah,
I think they're gonna throw every old veteran dart they can and hope that they can get 4 yards of carry, and they're gonna throw the ball with Daniel Jones.
Gotcha.
Or they're going to run the ball 8 to 10 times a game with Daniel Jones too, which is very, very likely.
And the way it's looking, we might have a young running back for y'all for the right price. For the right price.
Yeah, I don't see any more. I don't know what we have wide receivers to offer. That's pretty much the only surplus we have, but they're all bad wide receivers. So they're all like blocking wide receivers. That's like what we have.
Let's go.
So do you
need a good run blocking wide receiver? We got a couple for you.
We probably could. We got some small wide receivers, so not much of a threat on that side. So do you think that Dable and Shane are tied to Daniel Jones' success for their jobs or not? They're totally opposite.
I think that as long as they don't do anything ridiculously horrible this kind of like Joe Judge-esque of like running their mouth in weird ways or like doing something like that's like detrimental PR wise to the Giants. I think if they just have a bad football year and Daniel Jones sucks, I think they get to pick a quarterback. If ever, especially if like Neighbors proves to be good and all these, and Thibodeau's been, if all these other players have been good, and they've built the team up, and you feel good about a lot of the other places, then I think you give them a chance to do it.
Right.
I think Mara wants anything he can possibly do to not have to fire a coach. Like he really doesn't want to. He's had too much recently. It's not. I was
going to say that kind of goes against recent.
It's not what he wants to do. So I think he's been forced to with the McAdoos and the Joe Judges. Like I think they forced him to fire them so early, and Pat Shurmur, but like he would rather. So I would expect them to be back almost regardless of what happens.
So if this is not, if the jury is out, if Daniel Jones is not the one, and you guys unfortunately are picking high or have trade up to pick high, you got Quinn Ewers, you got Shedeur Sanders, you got Dylan Gabriel, these type of guys coming out. Is that where you're going, or you're going line, or what are you looking at? Are you looking for that?
If it's Dable and Shane, you do the exact same thing they did this year, and you get them all in. And if you love one of them, you draft them. And if you don't love one of them, there's a lot of veteran quarterbacks out there that you could just sign on in.
Yep.
I mean, the young quarterbacks, obviously, that's how you have long, sustained, decade success.
Yeah.
But it's also how you have decade of failure. So it's like if you believe in it, go for it, and if not, then I think Kirk Cousins is going to be available. You have lots of different people that are going to be available that can be just as mediocre as Daniel Jones. So
sure.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so I've got one that's off the wall here. Tell us, last 2 weeks, did something big happen in your life?
Yeah. I got engaged last Thursday. So, yes, thank you very much.
Hey,
let's go.
That's awesome.
Congrats.
I got another Giant fan ready to rock and roll in this house. So.
There we go.
Good deal.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Will. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, very excited. Very excited.
Yeah.
I might be making a trip to the I think it's November 2nd or 3rd in Meadowlands when the Commanders come. I have tickets. There's a pretty good chance I'll be putting boots on the ground for us.
Hey, there we
get
go.
a little inside scoop of how that game goes. So
yes,
hopefully a Giants victory.
There we go. There we go. At that point,
November 2nd. That's when we're all still kind of in it and excited.
I was going to say,
exactly. Early
at
enough.
That point, we still have the
enough.
illusion.
That's right.
That's right. Before the collapse. All right.
Right. Pre-Thanksgiving, everybody's involved.
Yes.
Oh yeah, man. Corey, dude, we appreciate you coming on here each time you get a chance to come on here. Like I said before, nicest Giants fan I know, man. And I know a lot. I know way too many.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me, guys. And go Big Blue. And we'll check in soon, I'm sure. Good luck to you guys this year.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Looking forward to our catch-ups throughout the season.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
All right, guys.
Congrats.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. Woo! Yeah, buddy. I can dig it, man. I can dig it. Look, and look. Let me make this PSA. Let that be a lesson to all of you in my family that are Giants fans and that feel like you need to call us Deadskins or no names or whatever you want to call us. All right. It is possible to be nice and a Giants fan. It is possible. Y'all need to get off my back. All right. JD5 is here. Oh, I'm on board. Let's go. Oh, man, Will. Hey, look, another great one. Guys, we appreciate y'all hopping in here and being in here with us. Johnny got back into the comments. The foreskins. Okay, Johnny. All right, buddy. Okay. We're cutting it out. And Scott was not in here. So, Johnny, I know you were relaying all the messages back to Scott. So, thank you keeping them out. Listen, we're Washington Football Weekly. Last preseason game is coming up. So, the 53-man roster, which we normally do every year, I do not know.
We're probably not going to be able to happen. That's okay. Yeah. We can react to it. We'll react maybe.
We'll most likely will be a reaction video as opposed to our mock that we normally do. So, stay tuned for that. And then, obviously, the first game is the 10th?
September 8th.
Oh, it's the 8th.
It is.
8th against in Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. So, we have a number. Johnny Dean. We got a number of Tampa Bay fans that we will definitely be in touch with and bring.
We're going to have like a Tampa round table. We're going to get bombarded by them, but we're going to have a round table with them.
They're all on here. No, Johnny, I'm not putting that last comment up because it's not going to happen, sir. No, sir. JD5 is going to have his coordination, his opening day party with y'all. He's going, let's go. Wishful thinking, who knows? We'll see. But look, we are going to go ahead and let you guys go. We appreciate you guys joining us today and sticking here with us, talking football. From my guy, Mr. Will Kramer, you know who it is. It's your boy, Sean Spencer. We will see y'all next time. Again, check out my guy, Anton Benson. Awesome Artisans. Does good work. See you, people.
Hello, ladies and gents. It's Anton, your local awesome artist. Just here to let you know it's summertime. Projects need to get done. Are you being lazy on them? So if you got indoor projects, outdoor projects, like this pergola here, just got painted. Call me, I'll have your job done. See you later.
And
welcome to Washington Football Weekly with your host, one half of that dynamic duo, Sean Spencer, and South Carolina's finest, Will Kramer.
Don't play us if you're undefeated.
Where we celebrate past success while looking to a bright future. There's a youth movement in Washington, and and they're ready to take the reins. Led by fire.
Play aggressive, D.
It's a new day. New dawn. No longer the laughing stock.